It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
You know you have to click now, not like click and then say now. You know that, right? Otherwise the sync will be off.
Actually, because all the baloney that we talk here beforehand, that I just cut that out and we're all right. Or back, yes.
Oh, well, that's perfect. Have we started, or are we not doing the ring anymore?
No. We got to do the ring.
All right, let's do the ring. I'll do the ring because I brought it up.
You don't have to do the ring because what I do is I put a ring in there anyway. It's part of the opening intro. The phone rings as he's talking.
Oh, this is...
And then it rings one more, and then we pick up.
This is behind the scenes at
I know
editing.
you... Well,
I'm not editing
I can tell you very rarely ever listen to this thing.
No, I don't. I really don't.
You're joining the millions, actually.
I swear to
by
God.
doing that.
You're
a follower.
I'm joining the throngs of people that do not listen to the show.
You are a follower. You're not trending.
No, I'm not. I like my alien conspiracy YouTube channels and my car things, and that's really, I'm very simple. That's all I need. Matter of fact, I have a book here that just came in the mail that we can talk about a little bit later that you aren't going to like this.
Alien interview.
It's Matilda O'Connell McElroy. Apparently interviewed an alien in 1947, which does not sound interesting, and yet it is. And do you know what's saddest about this book? The print is so fucking tiny, I'm going to need a magnifying glass to read this.
They didn't have the old person's one?
I don't know. I mean, look at this. Here, I'm going to hold this up to the camera. Can you see how small the print on this is? Look at that.
Oh, the type. Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's type from the 1940s. That's probably a standard.
Who's reading this? Now I have to return this book and get the audio book because
I'm trying to remember in the movies, in the 40s and the pictures and press releases and stuff, how many people were actually wearing glasses in the 40s?
All of them. They were all wearing glasses, and
were they all wearing glasses?
Yes.
Okay.
And they didn't have phones, so they read newspapers. Everybody bitches about everybody's always on their phone when they're sitting somewhere. They were always reading newspapers in the old day. What's the difference?
Yes.
There's no difference. Nobody wants to talk to anybody. Never have. I don't blame them. I don't want to either. So anyway, we can talk about that later. What's going on with you, buddy?
All right. Well, let me see here. Today I got up and I was working on my radio station, and I added, looking at adding some merch to the radio station.
Whoa,
for sale.
Hold on. You're going to sell merch on a radio station to two people. We have 3, possibly 4 people listening to this. You might have half that audience. And you're going to justify merch.
I know what I have because you know what we have. It tells you where the people are listening from.
So how many people are listening to your internet station?
At any given time?
Yes.
Usually, at any given time, there's at least a dozen or so on there.
That's about what I was getting with mine as well.
But the surges is when you read you see for like the week or whatever. I eliminate all the ones that are like a minute or 5 minutes or less because that's either bots or. Besides bots, by the way, are half of your audience. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I knew that, yeah. And I also think that Russians or terrorists or somebody are getting in there and they're using that for some kind of a secret communications avenue that can't be traced. But hey, don't let that keep you up at night.
It was really weird because I saw like I said, oh man, this is new. I haven't had a listener from I forgot what country it was. It was somewhere in South America. So I got the IP address and I have this IP address search that doesn't tell you exactly where.
I used to do that all the time.
Where it's registered. And I put it up there and it goes and it shows it's like in the middle of Kansas somewhere. But it's the flag says other.
Right. Yeah.
And then when you look further down, I think it's actually something that's in California. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, wow. And I know they're a little off because this one here, mine says that I actually broadcast from Slidell.
Yeah.
Which is just about
Yeah,
20.
we all know where Slidell is. It doesn't matter. But you're
Okay.
actually broadcasting from Chicago. That's where the
Yeah.
server is. Yeah.
And then it says, but I'm actually in Slidell, which
Right,
I'm
but
not.
nobody could. Well, you are, because that's where your IP is tracing back to.
Yeah.
So you technically are in Slidell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I know that so that means, it could be whatever, but when someone a flag is showing whatever it was, I think it was Brazil or somewhere, and I said, oh, this is interesting. That's pretty cool. So let me see what area in Brazil. Just out of curiosity, it's like, oh, the area called Kansas.
I want you to Google this abbreviation, VPN, because that's probably what's going on there. It's a virtual private network.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah,
before.
somebody
I've heard
using a
about that.
VPN. Yeah, it might be an actual real person, though. I don't know if it's a bot.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing with my station. I'd have anywhere from 10 to 20 people listening in the mornings and into the middays, and a lot of them were in Europe. And I did get messages after I set that Facebook page up. I would get messages from people posting on my Facebook page or sending me a DM on Facebook, and then I had a few people email me because I did have a email address up to that thing. And there's one guy who's in Massachusetts that I still talk to. He'll still message me like on Saturday nights when he's been drinking, and he'll be like, "Hey, you ever gonna bring that station back?" I'm like, "No, man. I think that computer's gone forever. I think it's dead." Man, we really miss you. We used to listen all day at work. I would listen in my car, and especially Saturday nights, man. And you'd play requests for me. I'm like, yeah, I remember, dude. I remember, but. It's all. And there was a comic book store outside of Indianapolis, like in, I forget what part of it. It was like on the south side of Indianapolis, that would listen
Right.
every day. You could see them log on at like 7:30 in the morning, and they would be there until about 6:15 at night, and then it was just gone every day. And they actually sent me a message some years ago as well. And there was a girl in Croatia who I'm sure was looking to move to America. I don't know if she was really listening, but she seemed like she was probably a real fake person who was. Could you please to just send me $4,000 to come to America? I got visa. Oh, did you? No, she didn't. I know people that's happened to, but we won't get into that.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, so do you. You know the same people that have kind of fallen for that.
Yeah, the merch that I was trying to put the merch I was trying to put on, I was trying to test it because I found a place that does T-shirts, and I thought if it works, then we can maybe put some on for the phone call.
What about coffee mugs?
I don't know. You know what? Of course, I was thinking about this just a little bit ago, that I'm trying to. I've given away so many T-shirts,
Yeah, people always go back. That's the number one thing.
and what I got out of it, which was really weird, what I got out of it was I don't recall seeing a lot of people wearing station T-shirts. There was always that guy
No, ever.
that like you could tell, like he not only did that, he didn't even want a new shirt. This is the one he got when he was a teenager or whatever, or his mid-20s, and now he's in his 40s. And thank goodness for alcohol, he managed to keep the same body shape, and the shirt still fits him.
Stop giving me reasons to drink, Mark, because that's going to have to be another meeting for you.
You can tell he was actually painting the house one time. Got little paint splatters on it, but he still wore that shirt religiously.
You show me a white guy in his 50s that is painting houses, and I will show you somebody who is a top-tier alcoholic. That's what I'll show you. Probably owns a snake.
But I was like, what do they do with those T-shirts?
I don't know.
They have to have them. They have to have them.
Unless they would wear them when they would come out to like live appearances or van stops. And it's like, hey, look, I'm wearing a T-shirt. Give me another T-shirt or a CD. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I mean, I would see people, honestly, in Macon wearing our station T-shirts at concerts.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, you're right. Other than that, I can't think of. Now, I'd see bumper stickers everywhere. I was in Pennsylvania once, and I saw a Q106 bumper sticker on an 18-wheeler.
When we went to that, windshield decal thing where you instead of putting it on a bumper, you
the
put it
static
there,
sticker. Yeah,
the
yeah.
static. Man, they
Those
were
are awesome.
freaking everywhere.
Yeah, but that was before everybody had tinted windows. That was when tint was still hard to do.
And I went and got Harley to pay for a bumper sticker that you could get at Harley or the radio station that said "Ride hard, rock hard, ride free," and it was a sticker with a Harley dealership logo on one side and the radio station. And I seen that on the back of a lot of trucks.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
And we had made smaller ones that you could put on your helmet. But it was like, other than that, some tags. Occasionally, you see, I would
see tags.
Well,
when
we did the
when lived
bolt-on
in Georgia.
parties.
Yeah, I would see a lot of tags. I saw an old classic Ford pickup truck at a car show one day in St. Pete with a Florida license plate that had a blue Q106 sticker on it. One of our stickers in St. Pete, of all places. I couldn't believe it.
I was just, it was just, I don't know. So I was going to get some shirts for myself, and you have to buy a certain amount when you buy one.
Yeah.
You can't just buy a handful or a half dozen. You got to buy like a dozen or two. So I said, well, if I had to buy 2 dozen, then I'll just sell them on the website, and that's it. And if somebody was to ask me for one, like if they see me wearing one, and if I had one in the car, whatever, I'd throw them one. But it was like when I went to go look at it to see how it looked, how you go proof your website to see how it's going.
Yeah.
I typed in, and you could type it in now, mytuneradio.com.
Yeah.
It says I have no SSL certificate. And it may be the thing may be hijacked, and you can't get through.
What the hell does that even mean?
What's that?
What does that even mean? Are you on the air? I mean, that's
Well,
all that
I'm
matters.
on the air, yes,
Okay.
but the website to where you can get to it, I have the other thing that they give you, a free player,
Yeah.
which I have available, so I put that up on the Facebook page. But I've been on since 10 o'clock this morning on chat with GoDaddy because I bought an SSL certificate.
Yeah.
And I didn't need one because it said, they finally said this to me. Where is it? This is funny.
Well, it's already funny. Grandpa putting together a website with an SSL ticket who can't keep his headphones plugged in.
I completely understand how concerning it can be seeing a not secure message on your website. At the moment, this is part of a known issue affecting multiple customers. And our engineers are actively working on resolving it with high priority.
Yeah.
So I said, so did I need to purchase the one I got? No, it wasn't necessary.
But they got
I
a
said,
team working on it for you.
So I said, okay, great. So can you send me it back? Sure. So as I'm looking, as you can only imagine, trying to figure out how to get, because anything you try to delete out of,
Yeah.
you know how hard they make it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to go through the thing. When I come back and I finally think I got it, it goes, it looks like you have stepped away. No problem. We'll be here to help you when you respond. So I responded. Of course, I responded, and then I went to look, and it never went through. So I just responded now, and it says, thank you for chatting with GoDaddy. We're experiencing higher than normal volumes.
Oh.
Hang in there. Your estimated wait time is 26 minutes.
Okay,
and I'm
that's
sitting here
not
waiting.
bad. At some point later today, you're going to see on there, welcome to Gold's Gym. Your gold membership will take effect immediately. And you want to try and get out of something, then you try and get out of that. See, you have to
I
literally
know.
die to get out of that. And then when you get reincarnated, they find you and they
know.
start charging you again. That's how
Yeah,
bad it is.
they're permanent contracts, those things.
Yeah.
They'll never go away. They
No.
never go away.
Marriage is easier to get out of than a Gold's Gym contract or any of those frickin' Planet Gym Fitnesses, any of those gyms that say they make it easy, but they don't. Hey, look at this. Look what I got for my birthday. You see this coffee mug? It's got a bunch of
Yes.
scriggly writing on it. Can you
Yeah.
read?
Is that a word?
It is. Can you read it now? It looks kind of like tire treads, but if you look,
Oh, okay.
he sees it now. But if you turn it sideways, it says "fuck this shit." You see it? You do see it, don't you?
I do now. Now that you said it, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you had that look on your face. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty clever. My boss in Atlanta got me that, and it's very funny. And
Did they have to tell you, or you figured it out right away?
I'm not a turnip. Of course, I figured it out right away.
Well, I must be a turnip.
I don't want to say anything, but I may have seen those before on the internet. That's the only reason I figured it out. Because when you look at it when it's normal, like, what is all the squiggly writing? Are those like 3 tire tracks or something?
Yeah.
Then you turn it sideways. It's like, oh, I see it now. So I'll send you a picture of that if you want to put that up on the.
I wonder if that's what some of the
Facebook.
stuff says in when you go look inside the pyramids. I wonder. Somebody came back in time and just wrote a bunch of random graffiti.
Those frickin' archaeologists are going to be pretty embarrassed when they say, "What do you mean all we had to do was turn our head sideways?" God damn it. I can see it now. How did this man figure it out? Have him killed, because we don't need to be embarrassed like this.
Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then you go ahead and tell us about that little book you got there.
I'm just going to tell you something, Mark. It's all about the prison planet that we live on.
Oh, this one again?
Yeah.
Erica and Mark. The phone
Right, so
call.
I'm kind of scared of this book right now because I did do some research before I bought it, and hey, whoa, what the hell was that? Mark, are you okay? Are you all right?
That's important too, because look what dropped.
What fell? What is that? Podcasts. It's a hard drive Mark dropped.
Of all our podcasts.
Oh, the what if the world lost those? Oh my goodness. What would happen? I can't even want to think about it.
It would be dangerous. We could get into the wrong hands.
Yeah, it could go straight to the thoughts and prayers in the garbage. So this book may or may not have been edited by a, I don't want to say a Scientologist, but maybe a Scientologist. I've heard some things on Reddit that this whole thing may be just kind of a left-handed way to promote Scientology. So I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm reading it. And I'm not in any danger of becoming a Scientologist.
Well, I was going to say, you're very close to the one of the bases.
I'm very close, yes. And you know what? I don't bear them any ill will. If that's what they want to do with their time, that's fine. It's just the whole organized thing is just it's just not for me. So some of the reviews here from people who've read the book, it says, I can attest to the believability in this book. It is a must read. I have a hard time going along with these things, but after reading several other books on the topic, I can attest to the believability of this book. That looks like Joe Rogan said that, so you take that for what it's worth. It's very interesting. It's just about this woman in 1947. She was a nurse in the Army, and this gray alien, the big bug-eyed ones that you always see, when people are talking about aliens. Yeah, the grays. It was apparently a gray that saw this lady, and this gray recognized this lady somehow, and he told her, you don't know who you are. You don't remember who you are, but I know who you are. And I'd like to help you remember who you are, because you can really help out a lot of people if you want to work with me on this. And she's like, okay, tell me who I am. So that's kind of what the book is about this this forced reincarnation that we seem to be.
So is it a story, or is it supposed to be
true?
Okay, so this is her autobiography. Or?
These are notes. These are notes from her time.
Gotcha.
Interviewing this alien. She and this alien had this conversation over a period of months.
And she wrote all the notes, and then she actually put it to a book, or somebody else did.
She wrote all the notes, and I think that somebody else, this Lawrence R. Spencer, edited.
Okay, gotcha.
The book, and he wrote a book called The Oz Factors, which I have no idea what that is, but I love The Wizard of Oz, if that's what it is. The back of the book here is an excerpt from a letter that this guy received from Matilda herself. She was a senior master sergeant, Women's Army Air Force Medical Group. And the letter says, as you've known, in July 1947 at the Roswell Army Airfield, they issued a press release saying that, so it talks about the recovery of a flying disc and the crash that occurred in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, probably the most famous, UFO crash that ever took place that never happened. So this lady says that she arrived on the scene, learned that there were 4 personnel on board the craft that had survived and were conscious and apparently uninjured. So she immediately detected that the alien being was attempting to communicate with me by mental image or telepathic thought. I reported this phenomenon to Mr. Cavett, as no other person present could perceive the thoughts, and the alien seemed able and willing to communicate with me. And it was decided that after a brief consultation with a senior officer that I would accompany the surviving alien back to the base. My duty was to communicate with this being and make a complete report of all that I discovered to command authorities. Subsequently, I was supplied with specific lists of questions provided to me by the military and non-military personnel, where I was to interpret these questions for the alien and then record the responses to the questions provided to me. Mankind needs to know the answers to these questions, which are contained in these documents. Who are we? Where did we come from? What's our purpose on Earth? If there is intelligent life elsewhere in the universe, why have they not contacted us? It's vital that people understand the devastating consequences to our physical and spiritual survival if we fail to take effective action to undo the long-standing and pervasive effects of alien intervention currently taking place on Earth. So, that doesn't sound interesting to you?
Well, I got a couple of thoughts on that, actually. It's just like, one of them is, I remember somebody, someone told me, I was, what was I doing? Can't remember how I got to that spot, but somebody said to me, he goes, for someone that believes in God, you sure make him awful small. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, you think small. That what you're doing what you're asking is he's too busy. That he can't handle your problem too. That makes him kind of small. If he's all knowing and all everything, then he's not small, he's big. So when I remember when he said that, so I thought to myself, and I thought, first I thought about, I said, I know what he was talking about with me, and I got what that part was, but I thought, and I think we talked about this before, I'm sure, because I say this a lot, but this is one planet in one solar system in one galaxy that we are.
Yes.
And what you watch, Louis Gigliano, I think his last name is, he's a I don't think he's a preacher, but he believes in God, but he's also a scientist and astrologist, somebody does horoscope, right? Or is that? Anyway, they study the stars and the planets and all that stuff. And he presents this thing where he just shows you, when you look at the sun, oh my gosh, it's so big and bright and my global warming and all this other stuff, right? And he goes, this is our sun. And then he starts showing, and next thing you know, your sun, our sun looks like a BB compared to other suns that they got pictures of.
It gives you, it gives you the perspective of how small and insignificant we really are.
And so many other galaxies inside, and so many other solar systems inside the Milky Way galaxy.
Right.
That you would have to really be, I don't know, I would think you would have to be really kind of foolish to think that you're the only thing here.
Right. But our little brains, we can't even begin to comprehend how big things really are. Assuming, this is all reality and that's actually really out there and not just some kind of a hologram or an imagination, or, it's just it's a way to trick us. I don't know. Nobody knows if the universe is even real. It seems real enough to me. And until I have evidence otherwise, it seems like it's actually out there. And when you study astronomy, and, here's the Earth here. The Earth is as big as the head of a pin. And then the sun is as big as a basketball. And then they show another sun where our sun is as big as the head of a pin. And there's another sun that is as big as a house. Yeah. And then you show the sun that's as big as a house that looks like a pin now next to another sun that's as big as a football field. And that's how tiny we are.
I know, and then they always say things like, "Oh, they can't have anything there. We couldn't live on there." Well, that doesn't. maybe people can't live here because of the way that we're made for this planet.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of built for this. This is it right here. If you go somewhere else, you're going to have trouble.
You're gonna have to kind of. It's kind of like everybody else, man. When you go to someplace new, you're gonna have to try to fit in. You have to simulate.
When in Rome, I believe they say.
So I believe that. That's number one, and then number two, one thing it's always thought was kind of weird was, who's to say? Now we know by the Bible that talks about fire chariots with fire. Mm-hmm. And all this stuff and things like that. So we know that this stuff was around. So who's to say that either if it's not aliens, who's to say that it's not? Because I do believe there are spirits. There's a spiritual domain, a good of good and bad. Who's to say that these aren't spirits?
Well,
maybe,
I read.
We think that angels are these white glowing beings with white wings and everything else. Even when you watch Facebook and they have all the dead people on a TV show,
Sounds like these angels might be aliens to me.
Yeah, well, it could have been.
I know.
And there's one thing, and I don't remember which book it is. It probably in that Book of Enoch, because I've read the Bible before, but I'm in the middle of reading it all the way through now, and I went backward. I started the New Testament. Now I'm in the Old Testament. I'm only halfway through the Old Testament, and I've been reading it for over a year and a half now.
Old Testament's a little dark.
But it's like I haven't seen it yet. But there was a thing where they said they had this thing that was like an eyeball and like mechanical spheres that went around it, and I don't know where
Ezekiel.
I don't know. Okay, all right. So if that's and
Ezekiel saw a giant wheel in the sky.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if the book is true, then it's got to be something. So it's either an alien from another area, or it's a spirit of some sort, or an angel, either what do you call it? Whatever you would call
a ghost.
Evil. It's either a good or an evil spirit,
right?
And things like that.
Do you know about there's a group of politicians in D.C. who have these, let's just say, they're not secret meetings, but they have regular meetings, and they're very well briefed on a lot of what this UAP activity is, and they are of the belief that these things are demons. They're not open to the possibility that they could be non-human intelligence. To them, they're demons. They're literal demons from the Bible, and that's why we can't have the disclosure about all of the UFO sightings that everybody have been seeing since, the beginning of time. That's a real thing. There are politicians, lawmakers in the Congress that believe with their whole hearts that these things are demons. They don't want to entertain the fact that it could be anything else. They're literally explaining it away as demons. We can't tell anybody that demons are real. But then there's another politician there's a couple of them. One of them is Representative Luna, who's actually from St. Petersburg. She has had some closed-door briefings. And
I think I've seen her popping up on my feed.
She's been
somewhere.
Popping up here and there in different podcasts.
She seems pretty sharp.
She seems very sharp. Yeah, she says kind of the same thing that a couple of other politicians who've been briefed have said, and they said if people knew the truth, society would unravel itself. People would be burning things down.
Well, what do you think? I mean, look at the way people act when your team wins a championship.
I know, right? And that's supposed to be fun.
I'm serious. So I'm a firm believer. There's a lot of things you just can't tell
all right.
people.
So we tell everybody except for Philadelphia and Boston. We don't tell those guys nothing. Chicago. That's
the entire state of California.
Yeah, well, California's going to burn stuff anyway, no matter what they do. There is a burn ban in California right now. We'll see if this matters, but it's all very fascinating. So that's why I like to read books like this, knowing that it may have been edited by a guy who was a Scientologist, and knowing that this could all just be a bunch of bullshit. But the stories are at least thought-provoking and interesting to think about. Now, am I going to buy this, as fact, and this is how I'm going to live my life? No, because I have long ago I realized that I'm not ever going to find out what happens when I die until I die. No one is going to convince me that their story is actually true. If it works for you, cool. I know that you don't know any more than I do, though.
No.
Deep down, you really don't. You can tell yourself that you think you know. And I think that I know too. But I don't know if I'm right. And I don't let it rule my life. I still have other things to do. I have music to listen to. I have cars to play with. I have friends and family to hang out and do things with. I don't let this preoccupy me in, unless I'm looking for a different kind of entertainment. That's really what this boils down to. Is it's probably just a different kind of entertainment for me that forces me to think and to consider, other ideas and other options. I would love to know what the truth is, but I just don't.
Well, just to some of the stuff that we do know that they've seen and stuff like the pyramid stuff and all that, everything else, and there's just things that I think it would almost be impossible for them to just make that up in their head. Now, granted, we make up stories and they're, but I mean, that would seem to be really far-fetched. Something flying in the air. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That seems to be more far-fetched than me making up something. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem like they would know what anything in the air would be.
So Joe Rogan just had another interview with Bob Lazar 2 weeks ago, and Bob was very different from his first time that he was on Rogan a couple of years ago. He was a little more coherent. When he was on Rogan the first time, he looked like he didn't want to be there, had a migraine, wasn't too sure, about Joe. I mean, I don't know. He was not himself in that interview. But in the interview that he just did with Rogan, I watched the whole thing, and I had to watch it in pieces because it was, over 3 hours long. But he really said some interesting things, most of which I had heard him say before. But I also watched his movie. He was promoting a movie that a guy made about his experience working at Area 51 with these captured or crashed craft. And he talked about Element 115 back in 1989 or 90. He talked about that's what powers these things. And back when this interview came out, the scientific community was like, there's no such thing as Element 115. We're not even close to that. Well, now we're at Element 118 or 119. Element 115 has been created at the Large Hadron Collider in Europe, but they can only make a microscopic amount of it, and it only exists for a fraction of a second. Bob talks about how they were using these Dorito-sized pieces of it that was stable, and that's what powered these craft. And these craft seem to be powered by this element that has a little reactor that allows it to kind of float up and down, and it's sort of in a bubble. It's in a bubble of time, which we don't understand. And Rogan made a good point where he said there's probably a whole book of physics that we don't know about. We know what we know about physics. We know
right.
what we can figure out here with the information that we have. But we certainly don't know everything about everything. And it looks like the way these craft operate is we see them in a different time than they are operating in. So, you see the UFOs move up and down really fast and go at incredible speeds. They can go from 80,000 feet down to the deck of the ocean and show up on radar, and the Navy sees them. And I don't know if that's happening in the same amount of time for them. Whoever's inside of that bubble, time is moving differently. So they might just be slowly sinking down in their craft down to the ocean. In their time, it's time is going a lot slower. But for us, it's just instant. And that's what they discuss in this Joe Rogan podcast, which is a long listen. But I did it in 3 or 4 different pieces listening to it. And I found myself rewinding, like, what did he just say? I have to hear that again. I don't understand that.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's fascinating to hear this guy talk because he doesn't understand it either. And he'll be the first to admit, I don't know how this stuff works. I just know what I saw. And I can hypothesize, but I can tell you that, this reacted with this, and we didn't know why.
Wow.
And so he's not a guy who has all the answers. Far from it. He doesn't have hardly any answers. He just has information about what he saw and what he worked on. And that's what's so thought-provoking. But, there's just so much of this information that you can take in, and there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that you can kind of put A, B, and C and, Q, R, and S together with,
right,
and maybe start to piece things together. But of course, that's all circumstantial. You don't really have any way to know if your conclusions are correct. All you have are theories. Mm-hmm. And that's who I am. I'm a theory person. I love theories. And I'm also the kind of pragmatic person that's not going to subscribe to a theory unless I can see A plus B equals C. Right now, everything that we see is, A plus D equals X squared to the D plus, and I don't understand algebra. So that's why I can't buy anybody's explanation of something unless I have the actual physical evidence and somebody explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm stupid. And then if you can do that, then I said, all right, I could subscribe to that. But there's not a lot. You people who go to church and have faith, I admire people that have faith because I don't have it. All I have are theories. And what are you doing? Are you typing to GoDaddy?
Yeah, they just reached out to me. I cannot afford to make. Oh, you're sleeping again. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh,
they just asked me for my order number. Sorry, I was listening though.
Were you?
Yes.
What did I say?
But yeah, I mean that's all I have is faith. I mean, I've always had faith anyway, but I don't know
how you do it. I really don't.
It's just that I just noticed something bigger than me, and I just know that it's I've seen too many things and just understood too many things and had things happen to me that just enhanced the belief. I mean,
are you hearing voices? Because if you're hearing voices, you have to tell me.
No. Never heard a voice.
Okay, good.
I've said that I've heard from.
Dude, I know people that say, no, I heard the voice in my head. And those people are crazy.
That would worry me. Yeah.
That would worry the shit out of me.
It's like, Jesus told me to tell you that God told me I needed to talk to you. But that's one of my first red flags for me because
oh my God.
Jesus never told me to tell anybody anything, but I've been doing something and all of a sudden I'll go and I remember going, I feel like I turn around and I feel like I got to pay for this person's groceries. Or I feel like I got to do this.
Yeah,
I remember when I was driving down a road when I met Kathleen and I go, oh gosh, here we go again. Is this me acting out again? Like, oh, somebody likes me. I better marry him. And then they're going to get another crap, because I'm such a loser that way.
Really?
And I was.
Your head?
Yeah, so I was,
kidding.
and I'm going through, that's why I go through, all the therapy I go through is more than just drugs and alcohol. It's just a whole big slew of crap. So I said, and I just felt when I was driving, a calmness came over me and said, no, this is the one. That's what I heard, but I didn't hear it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
I thought I heard it, but I didn't hear
things.
Mark, this is the one. No burning bush.
Hey, look, there are moments like that in our lives that do happen. Usually they're pretty rare, but I don't think that's abnormal at all. Now, I did have a friend of mine some years ago who was trying to justify an affair with a married guy, just looked me dead in the eyes and said, oh no, I'm supposed to be with him. God came to me and told me that he and I are supposed to be together. And I was like, whoa, tell me more about this. How did that happen?
You should have said, which God?
What is God? I literally said, what does God sound like? I heard it plain as day in my head, as plain as I'm talking to you. And I'm like, okay, this person is possibly schizophrenic. Because if you're here, because what's next? The voice, okay, so it didn't work out with him. I want you to burn things. That's what's next. That's what I was worried about.
Well, God now told me it's okay for me to burn his house down since he didn't like me.
Right, exactly. God said that his wife is not obeying him and that I should do something about it. And I have what's called a love knife right here. Oh.
It's funny you should mention that because that's one of the first things people always say to me. It's like, how does your wife and all that? Does your wife obey you? And I go, no. She has her life and I have my life. Well, don't you know the Bible said? I said, the Bible also tells me first that I am to love her as much as God loved the church. That's a lot of love.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can hold a stick, a candle to God's love. So therefore, it's going to be kind of hard for her to get in line behind me when I can't do what I was supposed to do first.
I mean,
you can't just take the one.
If you want to have some fun, you could just say, yeah, well, God says that you also can't wear competing garments. So if I wear linen pants and a cotton T-shirt, that's a mortal sin. So there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of
there's a lot of contradiction in there.
The Old Testament was really a mess, and I'm not even sure because sometimes I hear people saying, well, now you don't worry, that was the old time, and no, you don't need it anymore. Then I hear other people say, oh no, the Old Testament is very important, and it's like you knew.
Right.
It's like, well,
all right, hold on. You know what's more interesting than this? What are you typing right now to tech support? What do you?
They asked for a one-time code use, and I had to send it to them.
Are you sure you're not? You've given them a credit card today, haven't you?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Early, I bought something. Yeah, I bought something I didn't need, so now I canceled it. I want it back because I don't know why. I guess they wait to see if you're going to buy something first before they tell you that it's their fault. I don't know.
How much was it?
It's just odd. It was $130 thing for a year.
So it's not okay. So it's not like it's like $500 or something.
No, it was like WordPress thing, and it came with free SSL certificates and it's for 2 years or whatever. And I thought because I didn't want to buy any more stuff from them. I already have the website stuff, and I've paid for my URL for the next. I don't think I have to renew it till like 2030. I should be dead before I have to renew this thing. Well, maybe not. I better not wish that on myself. I got a little bit to go.
Yeah, I think
it's only 4 years on. I think I might make it another 4 years.
Who am I going to do a podcast with if you're dead? That's going to be real annoying for me. Think about me for once, you selfish bastard.
Stop trying to leave.
Yeah.
Stop trying to leave the earth.
For sake, man. Let's take a break.
Okay, let's take a quick break.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
So, I spend way too much time on Reddit and Instagram, right? It's kind of embarrassing, especially Reddit.
Well, Instagram I've gotten into now finally, but I have not done the Reddit trip yet.
Reddit is, don't do Reddit. Reddit will ruin your life. It's just, there's too much. Well, Instagram. I stumbled onto something on Instagram that made me think of our days living in Middle Diddle, Georgia. Are you still talking to those fucking people? I hear
no,
you
not really.
No, not really. He's lying. This is the same shit he did when we were in Macon. I would be doing the show, and he would get distracted doing something else. He was just. I thought I had bad ADD. Mark might actually be worse.
I'm just trying to get my $130 back.
What was some of the dumbest shit that we ever did when we were on the air in Macon on Thursdays? Do you remember what we did on Thursdays?
Oh, let me think.
It was every Thursday.
Yeah, I know. It must have been big because it's Thursday's book day.
We did Terrible Tabloid Thursday.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Suddenly I remember something from the old days that you don't remember. This is indeed a first. Well, what we would do is we would get the worst of the worst magazines from the grocery stores, like News of the World or, not really the National Enquirer.
That's right, because we used to get that stuff for free.
Yes, it was the Weekly World News that we would get from the guy from the Q106 librarian who would bring us
that's right.
He would bring us lots of porn, and he would bring us all of the gossip magazines. And one of them in there was something called the Weekly World News, which was had the fakest of all the fake stories. Remember Bat Boy? Bat Boy would be on the cover of Weekly World News every now and then.
Yes, I do remember Bat
Boy. He was just like a little baby looking like a little kid that had like fangs and big ears and bald and looked like a bat. Well, the Weekly World News has an Instagram with 50,000 followers.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. It is still out there. And here's one from 3 hours ago. It says, Victims jugées. And here's a picture of, it's just a sketch of a guy sitting there at a bar drinking some absinthe with like a ghost coming over his head. And the guy looks like Mike Stivic from All in the Family. And the headline says, French alcoholics were pestered by genies hidden inside their Algerian absinthe. And then the story goes on to read, authorities seized what they could, but bad bottles occasionally turn up at auction or when an unlucky tramp discovers a forgotten bottle in an abandoned barn. So there's that. And then there's blob worms are terrorizing Brooklyn women. And there's a picture of a giant worm in a bathroom with some hot girl.
Oh, gosh.
Right there on the cover of the Weekly World News. And the caption here says, I get up to go to the bathroom and there it is, and now he won't leave. I don't know where it is or where it came from, and I don't know how to get rid of it. And, next week, they'll be engaged. That's exactly how things go.
Did she crap it out?
It did not say. It didn't say, but it certainly did look like a bit of a turd with a face, yeah. And then there's, like even dumber shit, like Hunchback quits Notre Dame, and here's a picture of a guy with a droopy face sitting in a bell tower. And he says, it just hasn't been the same since the fire. Maybe I'll join the circus or run for office, or maybe both.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't know there was still a Hunchback of Notre Dame. How old is he?
He's got to be getting up there. He really does. Maybe he's the son of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Maybe he's junior.
I think it might be a great grandson. It might be the fourth.
Hunchback the fourth.
Hunchback the fourth.
Here's a fine story about Kim Jong-un. Apparently, Supreme Leader Kim Jong's daughter, Kim Joo-hee, is a big Taylor Swift fan. And maybe Taylor needs to watch out that kidnappings do happen with the North Korean regime. In a real story, I did see that was it Kim Jong-il's daughter, Kim Jong-un's daughter, is living in Europe and is a club DJ. That's a real story. That's not from the Weekly World News. That
sounds like it. Should be tabloid headlines, true or false.
True or you know what? That one sounds.
That'd be a great contest,
dude. That one could be true. I should go to Reddit and let me search that Reddit real fast. Let's see. Kim Jong daughter. Was it him or was it somebody else? There was somebody who was a DJ in Germany, or who the hell was it?
Everyone's a DJ nowadays,
right? I'm especially in Europe, probably sniffing Molly and playing techno. You know what? If I find it, I'll send it to you. You can put it on the Facebook page. But
is she hot?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's a lot of stories here about her. Apparently, she flew into a crazy rage on an airplane when she was served macadamia nuts in a packet. I don't know why. I'm not clicking on that. Yeah, apparently she may also be a backup dancer at a J-Hope concert, whatever that is. I don't know what that is.
I no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with these people, man. The Weekly World News is letting slip by.
I wonder if anybody can F with her at all.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm sure she has security that will kill you.
Like she throws a fit like that.
I mean, hang on, let me. Kim Jong-un daughter, Europe. I also saw that she was a DJ in Germany or something ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. But, Paris Hilton's a DJ. Everyone's a DJ now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
The nightclub DJ is just ridiculous anymore. It's just, Chris, I'm from 100 years ago. But, nowadays, I don't even get what they're doing up there, honestly.
You had to have actual talent to be a club
DJ. I know one thing now. They seem to dance more. Like, I would be in really bad trouble just trying to be a DJ today. You don't dance enough. Why ain't you dancing? Dance, monkey, dance.
Is that what they sound like? They all are they all from New Jersey?
Yes.
That's what they all sound like. All right, I'm losing interest in this podcast today. I think
Okay.
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think I killed it with my weekly world news stories.
No, I don't. No, it was actually. It was. There's. I remember that now. I remember that. I remember People Are High. I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, I forgot about People
High.
Are High. Yeah, that's.
And then we used to have the Darwin Awards.
Those are still a thing. Those are still out there.
Are they still around?
Yeah, those are still given. Yes,
They were great stories. Sad in a way, but
Here's another story from the Weekly World News that PLOD brokers a ceasefire between the USA and Iran, and you can see that PLOD is one of those big-headed aliens talking to Trump there. That's
is that how he got it done?
yeah. That's I've got PLOD. He's quite the negotiator. He made sure that things are going to be all right. Isn't that right,
'Cause-
PLOD? Well, he doesn't really speak, does he?
He just takes his finger with the index finger and puts it on your forehead, and all of a sudden you just want to do whatever he's just said to do.
Oh, all right. Let's end it on this classic Weekly World News headline, straight from 6 days ago, according to this page here.
Breaking news.
There's a guy laying in bed and his eyes are wide open. He's got this scared look on his face. He's like, ah. And it says, I've tried everything. Pills, relaxation techniques, says Carla Fajika. I even tried watching the Snyder Cut on repeat, but nothing. I've never slept. 51-year-old Dutch man has not slept since birth. And then the subheadline says, this is what sells it for me that makes it believable. He gets a lot done, but he's not easy to be around. That seems legit. He's a hustler. That's what he sounds like to me. He's a hustler. Yeah.
That's where we got to push the button right there and go into commercial break.
We could just end instead. We don't really have commercials.
That's right. Well, that was perfect.
Just be done.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Got nothing. Got nothing else after that.
Was brilliant. I bought, as soon as you said, I go, yeah, it's true then. Of course he's hard to get along with.
He gets a lot done, but he's not easy to be around. Weekly World News is still funny.
Winner.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.